Have you caught a glimpse of Mount Fuji since you came to Japan? Even on a clear day, it can be difficult to see the mountain if there are too many clouds. It's really a matter of luck. That's why Japanese guides give the following reason when Mount Fuji cannot be seen. A goddess called Kannon Zakura is enshrined on Mount Fuji, and she hides her face in the clouds because she is shy. I think it's kind of cute, don't you? By the way, if you were to ask me who owns Mount Fuji, I would say the government, right? But in fact, from the 8th station at 3,360 meters to the summit, it's private property. The mountain belongs to the Sengen Shrine at the top. And to my surprise, Tokugawa Ieyasu was once the owner, and he donated it to the head temple of the Sengen Shrine in 1606. I didn't know that he even had Mount Fuji. But in 1871, after the major restoration, the land of the mountain was nationalized. After World War II, while the nationalized lands were returned to the shrines and temples, only the top of Mount Fuji was not returned. And in 1974, the Supreme Court ruled that it belongs to the Sengen Shrine after all. But it was not returned until 2004. It's amazing that the top of Mount Fuji is private property. Now back to the topic at hand. For those of you who have come to Japan but don't know where to go for a good view of Mount Fuji, here are some of my favorite spots except from the Fuji Five Lakes. The view from the Fuji Five Lakes is shown in the following video. In the winter, when the air is dry, there is a high chance of seeing Mount Fuji. If you are from Tokyo, you can see it from observation decks on tall buildings such as the Tokyo Metropolitan Government Building and the Tokyo Tower. Your best chance to see it is in the morning when the air is clearer. It looks smaller because it's about 120 kilometers away, but the view of Mount Fuji looming behind the city's buildings is a uniquely Japanese sight. This famous photo of the five-story pagoda and Mount Fuji is prominently used in many pamphlets introducing Japan. In the spring, they add cherry blossoms to this view, making it a picture that features three typical things of Japan in one photo. So it does look like a composite photo, but it's in fact a real view. This is a view from Arakurayama Sengen Koen, a 10 minutes walk from Shimoyoshida Station on the Fuji-Q line. You have to climb about 400 stairs to see this view, but it's worth the effort because look at what's waiting for you. For those who like to browse and buy fashion, the Gotemba Premium Outlets Mall is a great place to enjoy Mount Fuji along with some shopping. It takes about 2 hours to get there from Tokyo by express bus. You'll be able to see many different faces of Mount Fuji as you enjoy a day of shopping. Don't get so caught up in the shopping that you forget to look at Mount Fuji. In the evening, you may see this fantastic version. If you are driving from Tokyo to the Yamanashi and Shizuoka direction, you can see Mount Fuji from the expressway and smaller roads. When you go to Mount Fuji, try looking around from the car window. You can see Mount Fuji beautifully from different angles than how you can see it from tourist spots. You'll be amazed to see it suddenly pop up when you thought it was hidden by the mountain in front of you. You can also see Mount Fuji from the Tokaido Shinkansen. It's interesting that the amount of snow you see from the Shizuoka Prefecture side is different from what you would see from the Yamanashi Prefecture side in the winter. Because the Shizuoka side is closer to the sea, it sometimes has less snow than the Yamanashi side of Mount Fuji. When you take the fastest train on the Tokaido Shinkansen, the Nozomi from Tokyo to Osaka, it passes through Atami Station about 35 minutes after leaving Tokyo Station. So stand by from that point. If you are going from Shin Osaka to Tokyo, stand by at about 1 hour and 40 minutes after departure from Shin Osaka Station. Mount Fuji starts to become visible. It's difficult to get a good shot of the mountain due to view-blocking buildings, but there's always a chance. So keep your eyes on the window. By the way, you can only see Mount Fuji from seat letter E on both the Tokyo and Shin Osaka departures. So be careful when you make your reservations. From the Shizuoka side, I recommend the Mishima Skywalk. It's located on the border of Kanagawa Prefecture, so some tourists like to go there while sightseeing in Hakone. It takes about 20 minutes to get there by bus from JR Line Mishima Station. Mount Fuji, as seen from Japan's longest suspension bridge that's about 400 meters long, is magnificent. It's especially beautiful at sunset. The best view of Mount Fuji from the Shizuoka side is a combined view of the ocean and Mount Fuji. Facing Suruga Bay, Mihono Matsubara is a scenic spot with about 30,000 pine trees lining a 5-kilometer stretch of coast. The combination of the blue sea, pine forest, and Mount Fuji has been loved by many painters and poets, and is even depicted in ukiyo-e woodblock prints by Utagawa Hiroshige. Mount Fuji seemingly floating on the sea is indeed beautiful. Mihono Matsubara is one of the components of the World Heritage Site, Mount Fuji, sacred place and source of artistic inspiration. It takes 25 minutes by bus from JR Line Shimizu Station. From Nihon Daira, about 10 kilometers from Mihono Matsubara, you can see Shizuoka's glorious tea fields and Mount Fuji in the same view. Shizuoka Prefecture is the largest producer of Japanese tea in Japan. The combination of tea fields and Mount Fuji is also very Japanese. And my top recommendation is to admire Mount Fuji from an airplane. I wonder if you could see it from the plane that you took. On domestic flights, you fly at a lower altitude, so you can get an even closer look at Mount Fuji. It's hard to say which seat is best because the view depends on the flight route. If you are lucky, you can even see the crater of Mount Fuji. It's not often you get to see Mount Fuji from above. So if you ever take a domestic flight, ask for a seat with a view of Mount Fuji when you make your reservation. If you want a truly special experience, you can even take a helicopter ride from Tokyo to see Mount Fuji. Overlooking the cities of Tokyo and Yokohama, it is a surprisingly short flight to Mount Fuji. As it's a helicopter, you won't fly as high as an airplane, so instead of looking down from the sky, you can actually see Mount Fuji right next to you, which is a rather strange experience. I hope this information was a little helpful. If you don't have the chance to catch a glimpse, watch this video for a taste of Mount Fuji. But I'm praying for you to see the real thing.